So, perfect tenses. This will teach you how to do all of the perfect tenses, but you just work your way through the bits that you need. So we've got the perfect tense, I have done. Pluperfect, I had done. Conditional perfect, I would have done. Future perfect, I will have done. Perfect subjunctive, I might have done, but you need triggers for this one. And the pluperfect subjunctive, I had done. Okay, so let's look at the perfect first. So the perfect tense is things where you'd say I have done or I have played. So it's exactly the same as in English. We use I have as our verb and then as our auxiliary verb, and then we use a past participle afterwards, done or played. Lots of them end in ed in English, but lots of them don't, so you have to be careful with the ones in English. But in Spanish they're generally quite regular. So we take the present tense of the verb haber, and then we add a past participle of the main verb that we want after that. So let's have a look at the verb haber first. Has, ha, hemos, habéis, han. So I have, you have, he, she, it has, we have, you plural have, and they have. And then we add the past participle. Now this is formed exactly the same, whatever perfect tense you're doing. So if it ends in AR, we take the AR off and add ado. If it ends in ER, if it ends in ER, we take the IRE off and add ido. So an example, we could have I have eaten, so our main verb is to eat, comer. So we take I have, and then we change the comer into the ER off and add ido, it becomes comido. Another one, we have played, play is our main verb here, so we use jugar. So we've got we have, hemos, and then jugar, AR verb, AR off, add ado, becomes hemos jugado. Okay, now there are a few that don't follow this normal rule for past participles, and they're as I said before, they're exactly the same for whichever perfect tense you're doing. So we've got hacer, to make or do. Hecho goes to hecho and not hacido. Poner goes to puesto. Volver goes to vuelto. Decir to dicho. Romper to break, roto. Ver to visto. Morir to muerto. So in English we'd say done, put, returned, said, broken, seen, and died. Okay, and a couple more. Escribir, escrito, written. Okay, now if you've got composite verbs, so if they contain one of these verbs within it, like describir has got escribir in it, it would do the same, it would work in the same way, so it becomes descrito. Prever has got the verb ver in it, so ver would be visto, so previsto. Hacer is another one, you can have deshacer, to undo, would become deshecho. Okay, so it works in the same way. Okay, so some practice. So these are the practice sentences. If you pause it here, and then you can have a look through the answers once you've had a go at trying to put them together. Use a dictionary if you need to. Remember the question ones, they're just the same as other question formats. You just put question marks on the end of the statement rather than there being a question format. Okay, so here are the answers. He visitado, ha estudiado, han vivido, he bebido, hemos empezado, ha salido, he ido. ¿Has estado contento? ¿Han ido a España? ¿Habéis visto el castillo? Okay, so that's present, that's the perfect tense. Let's move on to pluperfect. Exactly the same as the perfect, but this time it's had done. So we have our auxiliary verb to have, and then the past participle. But this time we take the imperfect tense of haber, and then add the past participle of the main verb. So we've got había, habías, había, habíamos, habíais, habían. Note here that the I and the he, she, and it are exactly the same. So if you learn one, then you've got both. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, plural, and they. Okay. Past participle is exactly the same. So an example, I had eaten, like the ones before. This time it's había comido, and we had played, habíamos jugado. Okay, so practice, same verbs, but this time we're doing it in the pluperfect tense. So again, pause it here if you want to have a go, and then restart it to find the answers. So the answers. Había visitado, había estudiado, habían vivido, había bebido, habíamos empezado, había salido, había ido, habíais estado contento, habían ido a España, habíais visto el castillo. Note that ser and ir are just regular, they don't follow a different rule like they do in some other tenses. Okay, let's go to the next one then. So that's the pluperfect completed. Oh. Okay, a little technical hitch there, wouldn't let me go back to the future perfect, but we've got it here now. Future perfect tense, so I will have done or I will have played. Again, I've got our future tense of the auxiliary verb plus the past participle again. So we take the future tense of the verb haber, then we add the past participle of the main verb. So habré, habrás, habrá, habremos, habréis, habrán. So I will have, you will have, he, she, it will have, we will have, you plural will have, and they will have. Past participles exactly the same. Similar examples, I will have eaten, habré comido, we will have played, habremos jugado. Okay, usual practice, same verbs again, but we'll use the future perfect this time. Again, pause it after you've seen these and have a go yourself, and then restart it for the answers. So let's go through the answers. Habré visitado, habrás estudiado, sorry that's wrong, it should be habrá estudiado, no S on the end. Habrán vivido, habré vivido, habremos empezado, habrá salido, habré ido, habrás estado contento, habrán ido a España, habréis visto el castillo. So all these, just be careful, remember I said there was a mistake on this one. Shouldn't be any S on there. Okay, let's have a look at the conditional perfect this time. Again, our auxiliary verb now in the conditional would have plus the past participle. If you take the conditional tense of haber and then we add the past participle of the main verb. So we've got habría, habrías, habría, habríamos, habríais, habrían. So I would have, you would have, he, she, it would have, we would have, you plural would have, they would have. Again, past participle is the same. Our usual examples, I would have eaten, habría comido. We would have played, habríamos jugado. Okay, same practice again coming up. Again, pause it now, have a go, and then unpause it to go through the answers. So, habría visitado, habría estudiado, habrían vivido, habría bebido, habríamos empezado, habría salido, habría ido, habrías estado contento, habrían ido a España, habrías visto el castillo. Okay, so moving on to the next one then. So, perfect subjunctive tense. This time remember that for subjunctive we need to have triggers for it, so you need a trigger before this. I've used it's possible that, but you might have other ones, and it's probable that, sorry. So it kind of translates to I might have done. So our auxiliary is here again in our past participle. This time we take the present subjunctive of haber, and then we add the participle. Okay, so haya, hayas, haya, hayamos, hayais, hayan. I might have, you might have, he, she, it might have, again the same as if I form. We might have, you plural might have, and they might have. Past participle is exactly the same. So an example is, it is possible that I might have eaten, whatever it might be. Es posible que haya comido, and then it's probable that we might have played. Es probable que hayamos jugado. Okay, practice coming up. Same thing, we'll use es posible que that might be the beginning of all of these. Pause it if you want to have a little go, and then go through the answers. Okay, answers coming up. Haya visitado, haya estudiado, hayan vivido, haya bebido, hayamos empezado, haya salido, haya ido, hayas estado contento, hayan ido a España, hayas visto el castillo. Okay, and the last perfect tense coming up. The pluperfect subjunctive, mainly used with if clauses, so I'm going to use if for most of my examples, but again you could have other triggers that would need the past subjunctive in it. So we've got I had, and that's what the pluperfect translates to, but only when you've got a subjunctive trigger before it. I had done, I had played. So we take the imperfect subjunctive of the verb haber, and then we add the participle. Again, don't forget we need a trigger. And remember that in the perfect subjunctive, we've got two possible endings, hubiera or hubiese. Both equally as widely used, so you can choose whichever you want. Hubieras, hubieses, hubiera, hubiese, hubiéramos, hubiésemos, hubierais, hubieseis, hubieran, hubiesen. So that I, you, he, she, it, we, you, plural, and they. Past participles are the same. So my example, si hubiera comido, si hubiese comido, if I had eaten, blah, blah, blah. And if I had played, we had played, si hubiéramos, hubiésemos jugado. Okay, so practice. So we've got mastery practice now. This is a mix of all of the tenses we've looked at, so you have a little go and see if you can do these ones. Pause it again if you want to wait, if you want to have a go, and then unpause it when, so unpause it when you want to have a look at the answers. Okay, so the answer coming up. Habríamos ido ahí. Conditional. Si hubiera o hubiésemos sido más barato. Es posible que lo haya comido. Lo, had eaten it. Might have looked at direct object pronouns if you're not sure how to do that one. Había sacado una foto. You might have put tomado here, which, okay, is not right here. But if you've got that, then you know the tense. Sacar una foto is an idiomatic phrase. You just need to learn that one. They will have seen the film. Habrán visto la película. Remember, ver is irregular in the past participle. I have played tennis this morning. He jugado al tenis esta mañana. Habrías escuchado la música. You would have listened to the music. Si hubiesen recibido el regalo. Ha escrito 10 libros. Remember, escribir goes into the irregular form. And the last one. Habría hecho un pastel de chocolate para tu cumpleaños. Okay, we'll pause, rewind back, have another go, look through the notes again if you're not sure.